Welcome to the Explainer. You know, when you sit down to eat, what are you really thinking about? The taste, right? The texture? But there's so much more going on beneath the surface. Your body is this incredible engine, and today we're going to pop the hood and see exactly how it turns the food on your plate into fuel, into structure, into life itself.
All right, so let's start with this. Just look at your plate. What do you see? A sandwich, maybe some pasta, a colorful salad? We see a meal. But what does your body see? It sees a shipment of raw materials. It's this complex package full of all the fuel and building blocks it's going to need for the day. You know, pretty much everything we eat boils down to three main things. We can call them the big three. These are the macronutrients, and they are literally what build us and what keep us going every single day. So let's break them down. First up, you've got your carbohydrates. These guys are your go-to for quick, easy-to-access energy. Then you have fats. They're more like your long-term energy storage, kind of like a backup power bank. And finally, proteins. These are the absolute fundamental building blocks for, well, everything. Growth, repairing stuff, even keeping your immune system in fighting shape.
Okay, here's a super simple way to think about it. Imagine your body is a car. Carbohydrates? That's the gasoline you put in the tank for immediate power to get around town. Fats? That's the extra reserve tank you've got for that super long road trip. And proteins? Well, proteins are the actual steel, the tires, the nuts and bolts used to build the car and fix it when it gets dinged up.
And get this is pretty wild. Fats are unbelievably energy dense. I'm talking gram for gram. They pack more than twice the punch of carbohydrates. It's why they're such an amazing and efficient way for our bodies to just stash away power for later.
Okay, so we've got fuel and we've got building materials, but you know what? They're kind of useless without a really good support crew. That's where our essential helpers come in. These are the micronutrients, and they're doing thousands of critical jobs, totally behind the scenes.
So first on the team, vitamins. Think about these guys. They're these complex organic compounds that your body absolutely needs. But here's the catch. It can't make them on its own. So we have to get them from our food. They're crucial for your immune system, for making blood, for so much. Seriously, if you don't get enough, the whole system just starts to sputter.
Next up, we've got minerals, and these are literally the element you might remember from chemistry class. We're talking calcium, iron, potassium. These are the real nuts and bolts, essential for building strong bones, for making your nerves fire correctly, and just keeping your whole metabolism ticking along smoothly.
And of course, we absolutely cannot forget about fiber. Now, what's interesting is your body doesn't actually burn fiber for energy or use it to build anything. So what's the point? Well, think of fiber as the cleaning and maintenance crew for your entire digestive tract. It keeps things moving, keeps things clean. It is absolutely vital for a healthy system.
So we have all this fantastic stuff locked up inside our food. But how does the body actually get it out? How do you unlock all that goodness? Well, that's the job of a massive crew of microscopic workers called enzymes.
So what exactly is an enzyme? Well, it's a special kind of protein that acts as a biocatalyst. Basically, its whole job is to take a chemical reaction that would normally happen super slowly and just put it on hyperdrive. They break down our food into tiny, absorbable bits, and the amazing part is they can do it again and again and again without ever getting used up.
And the secret to how they work so well, how they're so incredibly specific, it all comes down to this really elegant idea called the key lock principle. It's the perfect way to understand why each enzyme has one and only one specific task.
Okay, so check this out. Every enzyme has this special little dock, right? It's called the active center, and it's perfectly shaped. Now, only one specific molecule, we call it a substrate, can fit into that dock. It's like a key fitting into a lock. Nothing else will work. So the key slides in, they connect for a split second. The enzyme does its thing. Maybe it snaps the molecule in half, and then it just releases the pieces. And boom, the enzyme is free, ready for the next one. This can happen millions of times a second. It's just mind-boggling.
And our body has a whole specialized crew of these guys. For example, you've got protease. Its one and only job is to break down proteins. Then there's lipase. That's your fat digesting specialist. And amylase is the expert when it comes to breaking down starches, those complex carbs.
But here's the thing about these little workers. They're kind of fussy. They have a sweet spot, and for them, it's our normal body temperature, right around 37 degrees Celsius. But if you get too hot, say you have a high fever over 40 degrees, things go south, fast. The enzymes literally start to warp and lose their unique shape. It's called denaturation, and here's the scary part, it's permanent. The key gets bent, it won't fit the lock anymore, and the enzyme is just broken. For good.
All right, so we've met the whole team, right? We've got the fuel, the building blocks, the little helpers, and the amazing crew of workers that breaks it all down. So, what now? The big question is, how do we put all of this together on our plate to keep this incredible human engine running at its best?
And the answer really is all about balance. This chart is a fantastic way to visualize it. Look at the biggest chunk here, about 40%. That's your foundation, your grains and potatoes for that steady carbohydrate fuel. Then you see these big sections for vegetables and fruits. That's where you're getting that whole team of helpers, the vitamins, minerals, and that all-important fiber. And then you round it all out with smaller portions of things like dairy and healthy fats to complete the picture.
And honestly, this is the most important thing to remember. A healthy, balanced diet isn't about saying no to certain foods. It's not about restriction. It's just about getting the proportions right. When you aim for a plate that looks something like this, you're pretty much guaranteeing that your body's getting the right mix of everything it needs to not just run, but to really thrive.
Which, brings us full circle, right back to that very first question we asked. But hopefully, now you're seeing things a little differently. So, the next time you sit down for a meal, I want you to try something. Don't just see food. See the fuel. See the building materials. See that incredible, complex chemistry sitting there on your plate. And just ask yourself one simple question. How am I fueling my engine right now?